What's up, guys? I know the last few videos have been mostly about my car and meets I've gone to, but today we're going to talk about something a little bit more special and something that's also part of the collection. If you guys have seen my past videos or follow my Instagram or TikTok, you guys would have seen this in the background of a lot of my videos. This car has been undercover for most of its life and definitely undercover for the entire time I've been around. I'm 19 years old and I've never seen this car run. This is my dad's 1995 Mark III GTi VR6, and I know it looks like a pile of crap right now and a kind of rust bucket, but what's under the hood is what really makes this car special. So today let's do a full walk around of what everything's done to it, the history of it, and then what we have planned for it. I know some stuff about this car, but I'm gonna have my dad explain more about it and just about the history and what's done to it, because there's a lot of things that I don't know about it. So starting off with the history, tell me a little bit more about how you got the car and just the history of it, I guess.
I bought the car when I was 19 years old from a local dealer. It was really stock, didn't have anything done to it. Stock wheels, stock suspension, stock everything. So that was my first journey into buying my first car for myself, and that's where I ended up getting it.
So tell me a little bit about what's done to the exterior of the car.
All right, so I've owned this car for well over 20 years, so it looks pretty bad. But on the outside, you can see we have factory Audi TT wheels that were refinished. I had them refinished and redone. On the front bumper, you have the smoked side markers. It is missing a front lip, so it has a MK3 Euro spoiler that goes on the front of it. It's somewhere in the car. Also has the MK4 halo headlights. Those are early production versions. They're all broken and faded, but have that. You'll notice it has a silver VR6 badge. This is the only year that came with it. Only certain ones came with it, so it's pretty rare. If we move around to the side and the back, the windows are tinted, has a mirror tint on it. Don't know why I thought that was cool back in the day, but it was. Has Euro strips on the side. They're textured, so those are clip-on, not like the old ones that would fall off. And then if we move around to the back, we have M3 taillights from Hella. And then in the back, you can see peeking out underneath the bumper is a JetX 2.5-inch exhaust with a single resonator that was custom made for this car. Normally they come with 2 resonators, but this one has a single.
Under the hood is a VR6 engine that is really common and really popular in the VAG community and just platform. But tell us a little bit more about what's done to it.
It's got a different type of shiny snail underneath it, but it's an AMS Vortec supercharger that is specifically built for this car, made for this car, this kit was. You can see that going from the supercharger up to the throttle body, there is no mass airflow sensor, anything there, because it is low. The bumper is in the cold air intake, moved way down there, and it also has a diverter valve up top. So none of these kits really had that, but this kit ended up putting that provision in. All the blue, it's got new dimension spark plug wires, also a full Samco coolant hose kit. Things you can't see inside, it does have Schrick valve springs. I do have Schrick cams for it, but they're not in the car. They're literally in the car, but in the back of the car somewhere. Also has a new speed short shifter. You can't see it, but it's there, and a Diesel Geek side-to-side shifter. The other pieces you can't see, it has a large external oil cooler with aero-grade Quip lines. It's buried down there somewhere. Also has a massive overkill wiring harness. And then it has a fully built transmission. It was rebuilt. It wasn't upgraded or anything, just rebuilt. New speed strut bar. And then it also has a Quaife limited slip differential, a Lighten flywheel, and upgraded clutch and disc in it.
We just went over all the engine components. What suspension setup do you have under this?
So it has KW variant 1s on it with a new speed rear bar. You can see it's raised up just because I've had to move it or trailer it places in the front. New speed rear bar only. I do have a front one, it's not installed, again, in the garage somewhere. I also have some polyurethane bushings for the front control arms that need to be installed, but that's the majority of it right now.
So like I said in the beginning of the video, I've never seen this car run. I've been alive for 19 years. So why did it stop running? Kind of what happened and onward.
The reason it's been sitting for so long is that when I worked at New Dimensions at the time, we were doing a build on this for a magazine. And I had a company approach me, I won't name them, I don't even think they're in existence anymore. They said, hey, we want you to run our kit, which has some of that stuff we were talking about earlier with the cold air intake, the throttle pipe, all that type of stuff. It had software and upgraded injectors. So they gave it to me, we put it in, and the car ripped. It would spin the wheels all the way up until second gear, almost third. When we dynoed it before we put that on there, it made 250 at the wheels, so it was probably making close to 300 without cams, anything else. Problem is the car would not stay running. You drive it, it'd drive hard, and then it would just die, it wouldn't stay running. Figured out that they gave me a code for a wrong box. I had an EA box, they gave me a CR box code. I went back to them, asked them to fix it, and they disappeared on me and left me by myself to try to figure it out. So I know you're all thinking, well, you worked at New Dimensions, why didn't you just do that? This is the time before all that custom tuning and all those things was much harder, lots of dyno time. You would have had to go standalone. This was supposed to be out of the box, and they just left and didn't help me. It just needs a full custom tune at this point to get it running.
Now that we've saw everything that's been done to it, all the problems with it, visually and under the hood, tell us a little bit about what's done to the inside and also what plans you have for the car in the future.
So the car is mostly stock on the interior, minus the shifter ball that you see up there. That is out of a different style GTi. The rest of it's pretty stock except for the head unit there. What I like to do for the car is the door cards here, these, and then on the inside, as you see, the A pillars, the B pillars, and then the headliner. I would like to get those done in Alcantara or suede. The door cards are front and rear. I really do like the front seats, era, that style. They're not the best for driving around in terms of like sport driving, but I do really like the pattern on there. I would like to keep the car pretty era correct for the 90s. I think that's super cool. Keep the car black, maybe not black, do something else with it. Probably OEM Plus interior if I'm gonna upgrade anything like the instrument cluster or the steering wheel.
So kind of coming back to the beginning where it all started, trying to get it back to where it was running and working again and actually driving. What do you have plans for it? Like, what's like the ultimate goal to get where you want it to be?
So I'd like to get it running to start with. I want to finish the car. I want to put all the different things on it I still have for it. Get the car painted again. Just make it a really nice like resto mod kind of. Make it 300 horsepower at the wheels and just have it as a fun car that I can share with my kid. And then something to pass on to them and keep it going. I know it's really hard to find parts for these cars, but it's important to keep them around because this is where the hot hatch era started with the GTi. MK1, 2, and 3 is where it became really popular, and I just want to keep that going for future generations.
I know some things is kind of just, run on about everything that's been done to it and kind of oonga boonga, just throwing things out there, what he wants to do to it, all the future plans, everything that's wrong with it and everything that's done to it. But it's really, something really cool. It's, a part of history that, kind of got me into my car. So you can tell, I kind of picked up where he left off of also having a Mark 6 GTi just from Volkswagen and stuff like that. I know this video might seem a little bit more boring than usual. It's not the usual stuff that I post like mods or parts that I put on the car or going to meets or stuff like that. But this is something that, both him and I have been wanting to get fixed, and I actually pushed for that to be my first car, have that be my first car instead of my Mark 6. But I was fortunate enough to get this one, and I'm very happy with it, very grateful for it. And hopefully we can do the same by just getting that back up and running. It's kind of boring to some of you guys, but for this video, like to me, and I know to a lot of other VAG and VW owners, this is something kind of raw and something that people want to see. People like Vintra and James Pumphrey and even like some of the throttle guys, this is the stuff that they want to see because, and maybe even possibly help out on. Feel free to. We are taking all the requests, all the help that we can get. This car is something truly special to not just me, but also to him. There's a reason he's kept it for this long. He said he wants to pass it down from generation to generation, so eventually, hopefully onto me, and hopefully I can pass it on to my kids eventually. But like I said, I know it's, kind of pretty boring for you guys, but if you stuck around to the end of the video, super thankful for you guys. I also just want to say thank you for all the support you guys have given me. I'm gonna try to film more and stuff like that. I love doing this, and this is really my passion. He has a lot of plans moving forward for this car, and hopefully this can be done really soon. See you guys next time.